Imagine a place where rivers are as wide as seas, where jungles breathe with the pulse of life itself, and where cities dance to the beat of drums and dreams. This is Brazil, a nation of color, rhythm, and wonder, stretching from the Amazon to the Atlantic, from highland plateaus to golden shores. From the roar of Iguazu Falls to the serenity of the Pantanal wetlands, from Samba-filled streets to quiet colonial towns, Brazil is not just a country. It is a continent within a continent, a world of its own. Join me as we journey through its landscapes, meet its people, and discover why Brazil is a place that doesn't just live, it celebrates life. Brazil is more than geography on a map. It's a vast canvas, painted in every shade of green and gold. Covering nearly half of South America, it's home to over 200 million people, united by one language, Portuguese, yet divided by countless dialects, rhythms, and traditions. It's a place where indigenous roots entwine with African heritage, where European influences meet tropical energy, and where contradictions coexist beautifully. Wild yet modern, soulful yet restless, immense yet intimate. The story of Brazil begins long before the arrival of explorers. For thousands of years, indigenous peoples thrived here, living in harmony with forests and rivers, building cultures rich in myth and meaning. Then came the Portuguese in 1500, drawn by the promise of gold, sugar, and empire. With them came African slaves, whose strength and spirit would forever shape the nation's identity. Out of this painful history emerged something new, a culture of resilience, creativity, and joy. Today, Brazil's identity is a fusion of those worlds, a mosaic of ancestry and art that continues to evolve.
To understand Brazil, one must begin with its heartbeat, Rio de Janeiro. Few cities on earth capture the imagination like Rio. Nestled between granite mountains and blue bays, it feels sculpted by the gods themselves. The iconic Christ the Redeemer stretches his arms over the city, a symbol of welcome and hope. Below, Copacabana and Ipanema curved like golden ribbons, alive with laughter, football, and the rhythm of the waves. Rio is a city that dances, not just during Carnival, but every day. Samba spills from neighborhood bars, and the scent of grilled meat and sea breeze fills the air. In the hillside favelas, music, art, and community blend into something uniquely human and alive. At sunset, locals gather on Arpoador Rock to applaud the sun as it dips beneath the Atlantic, a ritual of gratitude, a celebration of beauty in its simplest form. Yet beyond Rio's glamour lies another soul of Brazil, Salvador, the heart of Afro-Brazilian culture. Here, drummers fill the air with rhythm and streets burst with color. In the Pelourinho district, colonial facades glow under the tropical sun, and the sound of capoeira, that blend of dance and martial art, echoes on cobblestones. Salvador tells a story of endurance and pride, of traditions kept alive through faith, food, and music. Dishes like acarajé and moqueca carry flavors born in West Africa and perfected in Bahia's kitchens. And when night falls, the air itself seems to dance to the beat of drums that never stop. But Brazil's magic doesn't end in its cities. Venture north and the landscape changes, vast and untamed. The Amazon rainforest, the largest in the world, is the planet's living heart. Its canopy stretches endlessly, home to jaguars, macaws, and millions of species still undiscovered. The Amazon River, a moving ocean of fresh water, winds through the jungle, nourishing everything in its path. Life here feels ancient and eternal. Indigenous communities still live by its rhythms, protecting a world that sustains us all. Yet this paradise faces challenges. Deforestation, mining, and climate change threaten its fragile balance. To walk beneath its trees is to feel both awe and responsibility, to witness nature's masterpiece and mankind's greatest test. Further south lies the Pantanal, the world's largest tropical wetland, a vast mosaic of lagoons, rivers, and savannas. Here wildlife reigns supreme. Capybaras bask by the water's edge. Caimans glide silently, and jaguars prowl through the grasslands. At dawn, the Pantanal awakens in a chorus of birdsong, an orchestra of life, untamed and unspoiled. For nature lovers, there is no place like it, a reminder of the wild heart that beats within Brazil. And then there are the Iguaçu Falls, where water becomes thunder and mist becomes light. Straddling the border with Argentina, these falls are among the most powerful on Earth. 275 cascades plunging into a canyon of rainbows. Standing before them, one feels humbled, as if the earth itself were speaking in a language of beauty and force. In contrast to the roar of the falls, Brasilia, the capital, is an ode to human imagination. Built in the 1960s from a vision of modernity, it rises from the savannah like a sculpture, sweeping curves, wide avenues, and bold symmetry. Designed by architect Oscar Niemeyer and urban planner Lucio Costa, Brasilia is a symbol of Brazil's ambition, a city that looks to the future while standing in the middle of the wilderness. Yet, for all its modernity, Brazil remains deeply tied to the land. Across the interior, coffee plantations roll across hills, echoing a legacy that once fueled empires. In the south, German and Italian immigrants shaped towns like Gramado and Blumenau, where alpine architecture meets tropical flair. In the northeast, drought-scarred backlands gave birth to forró music and the poetry of survival. Each region has its own rhythm, its own soul, all distinctly Brazilian. And then there is the coast, over 7,000 kilometers of it, each stretch with its own story. In the state of Ceará, wind-swept dunes cradle villages where kite surfers dance with the wind. In Alagoas and Pernambuco, coral reefs shimmer beneath turquoise water. Further south, Florianopolis and Santa Catarina offer islands of serenity where waves break gently on white sand. Everywhere, the sea is more than scenery. It is a companion, a muse, a way of life. Brazil's cuisine, like its culture, is a celebration of diversity. From the Amazon's acai bowls and river fish, to Bahia's spicy stews and São Paulo's cosmopolitan plates, every meal tells a story. Feijoada, the national dish, a hearty black bean stew with pork, embodies Brazil's spirit. Humble origins transformed into something rich and shared. Street food is a festival in itself. Pastéis, pão de queijo, and brigadeiros that sweeten every corner of daily life. But Brazil's greatest treasure is its people, warm, expressive, and endlessly resilient. Whether in the laughter of a football crowd, the kindness of a stranger offering directions, or the pride of a dancer in full carnival costume, you feel a generosity of spirit that defies hardship. Brazilians have a word for this way of living: alegria, joy, not as fleeting happiness, but as a way of facing the world with hope and heart. Of course, Brazil faces its challenges. Inequality, environmental threats, and social struggles remain real and raw. But through it all, Brazil continues to sing, to dream, to create, to dance. It is a nation that turns struggle into art,
that finds beauty even in imperfection. Traveling through Brazil is an experience of contrasts, rainforests and skyscrapers, silence and samba, solitude and celebration. The best time to visit depends on what you seek. The electric energy of Carnival in February, the dry season safaris of the Pantanal, or the gentle glow of the southern winter when the air feels crisp and golden. Whenever you come, Brazil greets you not as a tourist, but as a guest, offering its rhythm, its warmth, its soul. So what makes Brazil more than the sum of its sights? It's the moment when you watch the sunrise over the Amazon, or hear a drumbeat echo through a Rio night. It's the laughter shared between strangers, the scent of rain on red earth, the endless horizon where sky and forest meet. Brazil is not a place you simply visit. It is a place you feel. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Brazil, a land of rhythm and rainforest, of music and memory, of people whose hearts beat in time with the pulse of the earth. If this journey has inspired you, please like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me, where in Brazil would you most love to go? Until next time, may your travels lead you to places that move both your feet and your soul.